Another Steven Universe video? I will do these till I'm dead, which I basically am. I've got an upper respiratory infection, so that's why I sound like this. But y'all gotta deal with it because I am not gonna stop talking about gems, no matter how high my fever or risk of contagion for Brett. Sorry, dude. We're gonna talk about these gems in this series and their real-world counterparts. Let's see if their etymology, makeup, or crystal properties could have influenced their characters. I'm Chris Carr, and today I'm talking to you about Topaz and Aquamarine from Steven Universe. Before we dive into these gems, I want to give a shout out to all of our supporters on Patreon, especially our super nerd sponsor of the day, Devin Elliott. Thanks to heroes like Devin, I get to keep looking up rock facts. If you want to pitch in, check out our Patreon and see if a donation tier works for you. We'll thank you kindly in return. And if you think donations are for chumps but you like swag, then click that TeePublic link and buy yourself something shiny. On to the gems!
Topaz!
First, let's talk about Topaz. Topazes are elite soldiers in Homeworld's military who appear to be ranked above quartzes and rubies. When they aren't serving in active combat, Topazes serve as the bodyguards to the diamonds and other highly valued gems. Their large size makes it easy for them to capture targets and then trap them inside their fusions. Oh yeah, that's a power that I don't believe we've ever seen from another gem. Absorption powers? Ooh, it's a freaky one. It's like that episode of Doctor Who, Love and Monsters, where all the group Linda gets absorbed by that nasty Absorbaloff. I'm way off track, sorry, let's focus. Despite being rather high in the Homeworld caste system, Topazes don't appear to show much individuality. They usually remain silent, dress the same, and sport the same flat top. We do see various Topaz have different weapons though. For example, the two Topazes guarding Aquamarine have maces, while Yellow Diamond's guards wield axes. The Topaz we get to know best in the series is actually two Topazes fused together. These gems were sent to Earth with Aquamarine and were charged with retrieving more humans for Pink Diamond Zoo. In the episode Stuck Together, we get a little insight into these two. Sure, they're hired muscle, but they have feelings. When Lars and Steven want to embrace and comfort each other, Topaz says she knows how they feel. She tries to help the boys off the ship by taking an escape pod, but unfortunately, Aquamarine foils this plan. Aquamarine threatens Topaz that she'll turn her into the diamonds and that she'll be separated and shattered if she doesn't follow her orders. Topaz gives in. The Topazes separate and walk off in separate directions, taking their respective prisoners with them. Now, I don't completely fault the Topazes here. That's a terrifying order. So I was so happy when Topaz was kicking it in Little Homeworld doing yoga in Steven Universe Future. What would Topaz do without Topaz? We have seen corrupted gems in shades of navy and pink, so I'm hoping we see a ton of different Topaz shades in Steven Universe Future. But despite being very hard in real life, Topaz must be handled with care, more so than minerals of the same hardness, because of a weakness on an atomic level. The stone's molecules don't bond with equal strength along its panels like, say, a diamond does. Now this, I think, definitely factors into the Topaz fusion we get to know. They act stoic and tough for the job, but they are deeply moved by Steven and Lars' friendship. They desperately need one another and can't risk losing the other. They aren't as tough as they appear to be. Just like in the series, Topaz crystals can be massive in real life. These crystals can grow up to 3 feet long and weigh several hundred pounds. The largest Topaz crystal stones were found in Brazil, weighing in at an astounding 600 pounds, and currently reside in the Museum of Natural History in New York City. The name Topaz is believed to come from the Sanskrit word for fire, and in Hindu mythology, the word topaz means heat. Topaz is very sacred to the Hindus. It's one of the 9 sacred stones upon a talisman of 9 gems. The Hindus believe that worn as a pendant, this gemstone will relieve thirst, sharpen intelligence, and lengthen one's life. The name may also come from the Egyptian island Topazos, now known as St. John's Island, in the Red Sea, as Latin writers such as Pliny would use the island's name to describe the yellowy green stones found there. Topaz is now mined in Brazil, Nigeria, Australia, and Mexico. Greeks and Romans placed tremendous value upon the gemstone, with Romans going as far as to believe the stone could cure chest and abdominal pain. If worn around the neck, they believe it could dispel bad juju, heal vision impairments, and soothe ill tempers. But if you've been watching this series, you know that bismuth is your go-to gem for all your tummy troubles. Throughout the Middle Ages, Topaz was prized and worn by royalty. With the discovery of all those additional mines in the 19th century, though, the gem became much more affordable and remains popular to this day. Cheap but still beautiful. What's the catch with these gems? Well, some Topaz stones have been found to be radioactive. In the US, all topaz must be tested for radiation levels, as according to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, a highly radioactive stone may be injurious to the wearer. Doy. The Gemological Institute of America now provides radiation testing to the jewelry trade. So, if you're outside of the US and thinking of buying some topaz for some reason, maybe don't, or at least test it when you get stateside. The majority of topaz is colorless. The next most abundant is blue and green. However, what you'll frequently see in shops are shades of yellow, brown, and pink. Pink, blue, and honey yellow varietals of topaz are especially valued. In the past, it was believed that all yellow gems were topaz and all topaz was yellow. This misconception could be why the topaz we see in the show is yellow. What I found incredibly interesting researching for this video is that topaz closely resembles aquamarines, just at a more affordable rate. Maybe this is why aquamarine is such a bossy bee to topaz in the show. Topaz is believed to be a symbol of love and affection, and is said to make the wearer have a sweet, friendly disposition. It's said to work with creative energies and promote concentration. It's also an ideal stone for travelers, as it supposedly protects them from homesickness and danger. Topaz is also said to help people who can't control their lust, and is a great stone for sex addicts. So slap on a topaz ring, ya horn dogs. This stone will keep you from getting rock hard. In all seriousness, I think this all makes a lot of sense for the character we meet. They do love one another, they show great affection for one another, and for the guys too. And they're trying to help travelers who are far from home. According to the American Gem Society, topaz is the birthstone for November birthdays. That means this stone is typically associated with the astrological signs Scorpio and Sagittarius. Sagittarius are known for being generous and idealistic, but often promise more than they can deliver. And Scorpios are known for being stubborn, secretive, and resourceful. I can definitely see the promising more than they can deliver being pretty on the nose here. But the rest seems to fit Topaz's noseless travel companion Aquamarine much better. When asked why she would pair Aquamarine and Topaz together, creator Rebecca Sugar said that she thought it would be interesting to see both sides of the high-ranking blue and yellow gems of Homeworld. Aquamarine is a Homeworld gem who made her official debut in the episode Are You My Dad? When she was sent to Earth with Topaz. As of this recording, Aquamarine is currently on the run with her fusion partner, the ruby known as Eyeball. Together, they form Bluebird, and basically are now the Team Rocket of Steven Universe. Don't be fooled by her pint-sized appearance or childlike voice. Aquamarine is savage. She is singularly focused on her task at hand, whether it's an assignment from the Diamond Authority or seeking revenge against Steven. Her pettiness and appearance, according to the Steven Universe podcast, were inspired by South Park's Eric Cartman. Well, thank God they didn't have her yell "man" throughout Are You My Mom? Ugh. Like most of the Homeworld elite we've encountered, Aquamarine is incredibly arrogant. She often refers to herself as the best and full-heartedly believes she is a superior gem. So when things don't go according to her plan, she loses it. This is probably also why she's so resentful when it comes to Steven. Like Eyeball, she is stuck in the past and followed Homeworld's rules like scripture. So this new progressive Homeworld really doesn't work for her. I will say, despite all the cruelty Aquamarine exhibits, she does seem to genuinely like and respect Eyeball. And they seem to have fun together, playing pranks or, conspiring to murder. This is honestly a big deal because rubies are in a lower caste, so maybe our little homicidal cherub is changing. Aquamarine possesses your standard set of gem skills like the ability to fuse, superhuman strength, etc., but she also comes with a wand. This wand can produce a tractor beam, allowing Aquamarine to move objects effortlessly. It can also freeze multiple foes at once, and even freeze fusions. Since non-summoned weapons have been outlawed, Aquamarine has been stripped of her wand. Like Lapis, Aquamarine has a set of water wings that she can summon. Hers are much sharper in design though, adding to her pixie appearance. And when part of the fusion Bluebird, her strength is amplified. She can summon a cutlass, and has the ability to manipulate water and ice. These water powers make a ton of sense since the gem itself is often associated with the ocean. Aquamarine comes from the Latin aqua marina, meaning seawater. It's a blue variety of beryl that is typically found in Brazil, Sri Lanka, the US, and Madagascar. The pale blue coloring of aquamarine is attributed to iron ions. So, once again, we're looking at a lackey that technically has imperfections. Beryl is a beryllium compound that is a known carcinogen with acute toxic effects, leading to inflammation in the lungs when inhaled. So, miners need to exercise extreme caution when mining, handling, and refining these gems. Because we didn't really give a rat's ass about carcinogens in the 13th century, beryl was the chosen material for the lenses for the first eyeglasses, since glass couldn't be made clear enough then. She certainly is toxic and cute. I'll see myself out, I'm sorry. Like emeralds, aquamarines are defined by their color. Unlike emeralds, light-colored stones within this greenish blue to blue color are still called aquamarines. The more desirable ones are a rich color, and the paler varietals are made into inexpensive jewelry. The color of aquamarines can be improved by heating, and most stones enter the retail market after being heated. This can bring a more green beryl to that more sought-after blue. The ancient Romans believed that aquamarine would protect against any dangers while traveling at sea, and that it provided energy, cured laziness, and could stave off lunacy. It's believed to be calming, soothing, cleansing, truth-inspiring, invokes trust, and encourages one to let things go. Lols. So this vindictive little sprite doesn't really measure up to these traits. I mean, she definitely isn't lazy, but her quest for revenge does seem a little off. The gem is believed to be a stone of eternal youth and happiness. It's also said to allow us to explore the darkest depths of our souls. Now, the eternal youth bit I can bite, alright? Aquamarine does look like a little cherub, and facing darkness, she's dark! Her gem looks like a prison tat. She has for sure murdered people and tried to murder Steven's dad. Having her remain a nemesis for Steven definitely made him bring out some of his own darkness and face the fact that he isn't going to be adored by all throughout the universe. Lastly, those folks who subscribe to the power of crystals believe that Aquamarine utilizes compromise and negotiation and gives quiet courage and clear, resound words in confrontational situations. Aquamarine is the birthstone for the month of March, which means it's associated with the signs Pisces and Aries. Pisces tend to be devoted, emotional, and moody, while Aries tend to be impulsive, every person for themselves types. So when we look at these aspects of these astrological signs, I'd say Aquamarine fits the bill. Of course, this is all just speculation as to whether it factored into the character's creation. Let me know what you love or hate about these characters, and if I missed anything in this breakdown. I want to know what you guys think about these gems. Thanks again to everyone on Patreon, TeePublic, and all of you who just tuned in. For more videos, click to the left. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you, Space Cowboy.